All right. I'm going to ask you guys a question. Did you guys wake up on Saturday after a long week at work and suddenly realize and get this, sense of worry, sense, get really scared about something when you got a message saying 197 Communications Limited will be transferring the wallet business to Paytm Payments Bank Limited on 23rd May, which happens to be today, guys. If you wish not to continue with your wallet with Paytm Payments Bank, you can opt out before 23rd May by sending an email to help@paytm.com. Was it a cry for help? Did you guys get really worried about it? What does it mean? Does it mean that you can't use Paytm now for Uber? Does it mean that your money is not safe anymore? Does it mean that, well, perhaps you cannot use it at the Kirana store? Or what does it mean for your Paytm wallet? These are fears we all have, and to understand whether these fears are justified, I have with me Vishy, my colleague at Bloomberg. And Vishy, is this cause for concern?
I think you're sounding a bit alarmist here.
Okay.
Just relax, because it's really nothing. Honestly, this message just says that the ownership of this wallet, which is the entity that is responsible for what happens to your money and whether the transaction goes through or not, has changed from 197 Communications, which was the original company that came out with the payments app. It has moved to the Paytm Payments Bank. So now the payments bank becomes in charge of everything that happens with your wallet. And your wallet continues to be the wallet. There's really nothing stopping it from doing your transactions. You can continue doing your Uber rides. You can go to a Kirana store, buy a toothpaste in the morning. You can do just about literally anything that you were earlier doing with the payments bank.
Okay.
Nothing really changes on that front.
Okay. So now, since you've used these fancy terms in a sentence, and since our viewers are tuned in now,
sure,
the Paytm Payments Bank has officially launched today as of the 23rd of May. Right? Could you tell our viewers and share with all of us what exactly is the difference between an ordinary bank and a payments bank? And of course, those with a Paytm wallet as well. What's the difference in a wallet, Paytm Payments Bank, and an ordinary bank account?
Well, what happened was, a couple of years ago, the RBI sort of came into the picture and said that just having a regular bank is probably not serving the purpose of reaching out to the billion people that we have in our country, right? So they decided that we wanted a sort of a newer type of bank, which wasn't essentially like a full-fledged bank, but a niche bank, which is why they came up with the classification of a payments bank. Now, what does a payment bank do? It allows you to do payments. It basically does any form of transactions. You could buy things, you could send money to your family members or your friends, you could go out and pay for things online. You could just about do anything with those accounts, except maybe get a loan or get any other financial product like an insurance or a mutual fund, which your bank usually tries to sell to you. A payments bank will then tie up with another party and then offer their services, but the payment bank by itself cannot offer you these services.
Okay.
So it can offer about 4 services at this point in time. They can give you a bank account, a savings bank account.
Right.
They can give you any form of mobile banking. They can give you any form of internet banking, and they can allow you to go out and pay for things.
Okay.
That's about it.
So essentially, when you say that Paytm is now moving to a payments bank, and they gave me this opt-out sort of message, saying if you don't want to carry on with us, then please opt out. But otherwise, it tacitly means that, boss, you are on board and you are now with Paytm Payments Bank. Now, does that mean that my wallet now becomes a Paytm Payments Bank account? Or does that mean that I can continue using my wallet for my Ubers, because I use my Paytm wallet for Uber practically every day?
Well, not really. So what happens is the Paytm wallet continues remaining that Paytm wallet. We had a chat with the spokesperson for Paytm this morning, and they confirmed that the wallet will continue remaining a wallet. It doesn't really automatically become a bank account.
So that's the, originally when we used to use a Paytm wallet, if you didn't do an eKYC, it was up to 20,000 rupees.
That's right.
So if I have 20,000 rupees right now in my Paytm wallet, which I don't, but if I do have that much in my Paytm wallet, essentially what you're saying is that I can use it and continue to use it for my Uber and my, petty payments and social payments and stuff like that. Right.
However, if you choose to have a payments bank account, which, anybody who has done KYC in the past would probably not mind having another bank account in their kitty. If you want to do that, you can tell Paytm that you want to open a bank account, and they would send you an invite. In which case, well, at this point in time, Paytm only allows you by invite to become a bank account customer, which is
so
limited to their
they've kept this exclusive like
exclusive
Gmail started off and all of those things.
All right. So everybody's very keen, everybody's hyped up about using it.
Right.
So so you can ask for an invite and they'd send you one, and all you need to do is just click and open a bank account with them.
There's one more grey area, and this is something we have to talk about, which is essentially, remember when they made you do eKYC earlier? And they actually said that if you do eKYC, which is using your Aadhaar card or some form of address identification, then they will upgrade you to a Paytm VIP or a Paytm KYC customer service, which until yesterday meant that I can have up to 1 lakh in my Paytm wallet, right? But I am a premium customer with some benefits. Now it sounds uncannily similar, right?
Right.
Paytm Payments Bank would also allow you 1 lakh this as well. So do you automatically, as a Paytm VIP customer as of yesterday, become a Payments Bank account holder?
Again, so it doesn't automatically transfer. You still have to give your approval to become a bank account holder. However, what happens is, so Paytm has had this this license from the RBI for over a year now, that they could go ahead and open a payments bank account to start getting your customers used to the idea of sharing their KYC with Paytm. They introduced this idea of having a Paytm VIP club, which is sort of an exclusive thing going on, right? So you'd submit your KYC and they'd put you there, and 1 lakh rupee balance you could hold within your wallet, right? Under a payments bank structure, a customer can hold up to 1 lakh rupees in their bank account. That is the absolute limit that the RBI has set for payments bank account holders. So as soon as you become a VIP customer, or if tomorrow you decide to share your KYC with Paytm, they would open a bank account and they'd give you the exact same 1 lakh rupee limit, and will allow you to make any form of payments, any form of
and the key
services.
point, I mean, that money that was lying in our Paytm accounts, now if you're with the payments bank, you do get 4% annual interest on it. So I'm making some money on it as well.
That's pretty interesting, because what happens is in a wallet, there is no interest that is generated on the money. You're not earning anything. That's probably because of the transactional nature of these accounts. You end up spending this money on things, you end up paying for your cab rides, etc. In a bank account, you usually typically hold it for a slightly longer period of time, and then of course you earn a 4% interest annually.
So what are the benefits that I would get as a Paytm Payments Bank account holder, also considering that you said 4% interest? Airtel's already out there and they're giving me 7+%. So why should I go to Paytm Payments Bank? One, okay, I am a Paytm existing customer. Maybe I've done my eKYC post demonetization. A lot of us did it. They used to come home and help you out with it. It was pretty chilled out. It was a hassle-free process. Why would I move? What is Paytm giving me right now that seems so interesting?
Well, to begin with, of course, people like an Airtel or an India Post Banks did not have the payment network that Paytm had earlier, which would mean that the number of customers that are using a Paytm wallet at this point in time is significantly higher than what an Airtel Payments Bank or an India Post Payments Bank would have. So that automatically puts them at an advantage, and it puts you at an advantage. The minute you decide to move out of this infrastructure and go start somewhere else because that interest rate looks exciting, it's a completely new process. So you have to do the whole KYC bit again, you have to sit through this person coming to your house and collecting your documents, and the whole process repeats itself, which is, to some people, may seem like a hassle. Why would you enter this whole thing at all? Paytm allows you to go ahead and do these things just by clicking on some link that they would send you in your inbox. At this point in time, you get that 4%, which is what an SBI or an ICICI and HDFC Bank offers at this point. Savings bank accounts are capped at that. Some smaller banks, which includes the payments bank that have come into existence today, they offer a slightly higher rate. India Post offering about 5.5, and Airtel going over 7%. So that's where it stands right now.
Yeah, but it's kind of interesting, right? So they've...
wait, hold on. I remembered another point. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, carry
on. If you have a balance of 25,000 to begin with in a Paytm Payments Bank, you automatically get a 200
cashback.
Yeah,
that's just how they always lure you in.
Exactly. I mean, why wouldn't you want just free money?
Yeah, $250, and perhaps that's like one Uber ride to work for most of us.
Exactly.
But having said that, it's interesting, Rishi. So what about the other services and other products that they can offer? Are there any restrictions that the RBI has put on Paytm Payments Bank?
So any payments bank, no payments bank can offer you a loan.
Yeah.
They can't offer you a fixed deposit. They can't offer you any kind of insurance or mutual funds products, which your other banks would have
But
offered.
they can partner with these
They
guys?
can partner with a third party and offer their services to their customers. That would still work.
Right.
Yeah.
There's another interesting thing, right? So if you, I was trying to figure it out, trying to wrap my head around it. We listed out quite a few of the pros.
Right.
What's the con to really switching now or not opting out of this upgrade or transfer that Paytm's really sent us this message about?
Right.
What can go wrong if I do?
Well, honestly, you can continue using your wallet. Doesn't really change much. But if suppose you've had an empty wallet for a very long time, so 6 months, that's what the Paytm rules say.
Yeah.
That if it's been zero balance for 6 months
Yeah.
on your wallet, then it automatically gets shut down. But if you want to continue using your wallet, of course, you need to keep updating it with further payments. If you decide to stop using the wallet at all, you don't want to be part of this whole payment infrastructure at all, you need to just send them an email saying that I want to get out, and they shut down everything, all the services that they offered you.
But also there's this one concern that it's a primary concern that users have nowadays is privacy, right?
Right.
So if you are essentially
Exactly.
Holding on to that Paytm wallet and you say, you know what, nothing can go wrong, I'm getting 4% interest, it's an KYC done, it's just one consent clause that I have to take, fine, let's move on. But then we're talking about these partners that they tie up with, say an insurance company or the like that you just mentioned, then perhaps they'd have access, to my, my Paytm data as well.
Any bank account that you hold at this point in time offers those accesses to whatever available.
So it's just one more point of
that's
entry.
just another point of entry. If you are keen on protecting yourself and keeping your privacy safe, then I would suggest that get out when you can.
Or live under a rock. So those are the essential things, right? Also, what if you, so there's this one question that everyone keeps asking, can I choose not to move to Paytm Payments Bank?
Right.
So it's not mandatory. Let's
It
get that out there. Let's make it clear. And also, what if you want to withdraw money from your wallet henceforth? Can you? Could you ever?
The RBI does not allow you to withdraw money from a mobile wallet.
Right.
It doesn't allow you to do that. You can, however, transfer whatever balance you have in your wallet into a bank account for a nominal fee that they charge you.
Right.
And then withdraw the money using your debit card at an ATM like you usually do.
Yeah. No, and also, Vishy, there are charges, right? I mean, they are going to charge you for transactions just like banks from an ATM as well. Also, I think they're trying to facilitate KYC, so they're opening more KYC centers across the country.
Yes.
I think they have one main facility in Noida.
Yeah. So they're they are looking at opening new centers so that you can go and do it yourself, or you could go into your app and there's an option of sending for a person who'd come to your house and pick up the documents. So you could do either way to do these things. The charges, that's an interesting point to look at because they are offering you a virtual debit card under the services that they offer you within a bank account. But there are charges for using that virtual debit card to pay for things. See, essentially, it is a mobile wallet that became a payments bank.
Absolutely.
Right? So they'd want to continue that mobile wallet and the services that are offering. So at this point in time, if you were to pay for something online using a Paytm wallet, you don't really pay a charge on it. You end up just opting that option, and then the money goes out of your wallet and pays for it. Right? So in order to ensure that people use these wallets more often and end up doing more transactions on it, probably the company decided that charging a debit card isn't such a bad idea.
No, it makes sense. And also, they're talking about internet banking being completely free. While we are charged when we use our bank accounts. Say if you use your ICICI bank account, I want to transfer, say, 2 lakh rupees to you, which I don't know why I'd do that. But if I had to do that,
please do that today.
If I had to do that, if I had that money ever in my life and I had to send it across to you, I'd be charged a certain amount for NEFT, RTGS, IMPS, or the like, right? Even UPI. Because UPI uses the IMPS infrastructure 2.0. So out here they're saying there won't be charges, but it's kind of interesting, right? Because you can't be transacting more than 1 lakh rupees. So essentially, you're not being charged, but it has to be for payments lesser than 1 lakh rupees.
That's right. So essentially, you would use a wallet or a digital sort of account like this to pay for smaller things. A smaller purchase online or a smaller purchase at a store. I mean, I don't know if you'd buy your next iPhone using a mobile wallet.
If they give me like 20,000 rupees cash back, maybe I will. I mean, now because that's another thing, right? So, like you said, it's know thy roots. It's
Right.
a wallet company,
Right.
which is really, thanks to demonetization, became massive.
That's right.
And now is essentially becoming a payments bank.
Yeah.
Right? Because the RBI allows them to do so. What's interesting is that while all of this is happening, we have to remember that the reason we got roped in to using Paytm in the beginning was one, because Uber made it, a
Mandatory.
partner, and made it mandatory because originally we didn't have credit cards on Uber here in India.
Exactly.
So that was the first reason. Second, because of the cashbacks that they offer, right? Everyone's price conscious
Very
over
excited.
here.
Yes.
That do you think they'll continue that philosophy, saying that tomorrow if I'm going, for a big transaction
Right.
from my payments bank account,
Right.
I do continue getting those cashbacks? They're starting off with this
Right.
250 rupee cashback, so
Right.
it looks good.
So, honestly, any new company would want to offer these freebies or sort of.
But
you
is
know,
it a new
hooks.
company with nearly 50 million downloads already?
It is a new bank, if you could say so.
Fair enough.
So maybe at least for a year, we would see some more offers coming in from their side. After that, we'll have to wait and watch. Right.
Very interesting, very interesting. So you're going to be doing this EKYC
Yeah,
and moving on?
I have my app on my phone which is waiting to get updated. I'm just going to go do that EKYC
So
bit
you have to do
now.
the EKYC bit, which
Yeah.
is kind of simple. You have to just give your Aadhaar card.
That's right.
You can even call them home. They do it. I mean,
Provide them with the documents and then they go and set it up.
It's quick and easy.
Yeah, that's right. Very
Makes
seamless.
sense. It makes sense. Perhaps it's going to be interesting because all of us are going to now be scrambling for just this. But do remember, go back and rewind, and really we've tried to thrash out all the details for you, and we want you to be completely educated. This isn't something like that they're making mandatory, but yes, it is an opt-out message. The same message that worried me, and wish he made it much easier because he dispelled all those fears. But that's what it is. You can continue using it for Uber. Just to wrap it up, well, if you have that 20,000 rupees in your Paytm wallet, you're not a Paytm VIP customer, you're not a payments bank account holder, but like Vishy said, you are now essentially, if you have a dispute, you'd be settling it with Paytm Payments Bank and not 197 Communications Limited, which was the original company that you guys were dealing with. So those old transactions, if you go in your record history, will be to 197 Communications
That's right.
Limited. So don't get worried if this one company has been taking all your money or been giving it to you, because it's essentially Paytm's parent company. So there's nothing to be worried about.
Nothing to be worried about.
Perhaps it's a good thing, and at the end of this live, you can perhaps even pay me for last weekend's drinks and dinner on Paytm.
Wow.
Yeah,
You're making me pay for all of that.
it makes sense.
It doesn't make sense at all. Why would I share that bill? I thought you were throwing a treat. This is unfair.
We'll try. We'll settle this after the live. But you guys, there's no cause for concern. There's no need to worry. Essentially, do go on paytm.com, check all the FAQ section. You can even write to them on help@paytm.com. You can opt out. You don't want this, you think you're a little wary of it, just opt out. If you want to stay on, get your EKYC done, and you'll be a payments bank account holder. There's some benefits. There are other people offering other benefits as well. There's better rates of interest by Airtel, so that's perhaps one benefit.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to stay on Paytm, you can continue using it for Uber. Otherwise, get your EKYC done. Nothing to worry about. Enjoy and keep on using whatever wallet, whatever payment option you want. Thank you so much for tuning in to Bloomberg Quinn.
Thanks, guys. See ya.